welcome to another episode of CRM, one idea, thousands of possibilities. Sugar is one of the top 3 CRM software in the world. And in today's episode, we will discuss Sugar's main advantages over the other 2 ones. It's my pleasure to be joined by Dražen Raguš, who is a sales representative from Sugar CRM company. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So let's get started with the first question. Okay. What can you say? Sugar is one of the top 3 CRM solutions on the world. What makes the system so unique?
Well, I think one of the top 3 points here is to mention is our transparency in pricing, our transparency in deployment options, and also our transparency in developer options. So Sugar, for example, our one pricing politics allows CFOs to have a unique and a precise TCO for the CRM for the next 3, 4, or 5 years, and the other vendors just have too much hidden costs behind that brings CFOs to the end of their nose in regard of CRM costs. And it allows also IT managers and developers to react on, very fast market changes to reschedule and reevaluate their business processes.
Yeah, it's very important to know for what you are paying.
Exactly.
And not, there's come the bill and you are
Exactly.
screaming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let's now compare Sugar with the rest 2 biggest CRM vendors, Salesforce and Microsoft Dynamics. What can you tell about flexibility of these other solutions?
Well, I can tell you honestly that in my 4 years now with Sugar, I never heard the word flexibility mentioned with Salesforce or Dynamics in one word, in one sentence. So I'm honestly not aware of their flexibility or how much it's flexible. I don't think they cannot reach us in technical flexibility and adjustments to business processes.
Yeah, because Sugar is open source, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So what are the possibilities of installation of Sugar? With it, having in mind Salesforce and Dynamics.
For example, Sugar stays the same product. It doesn't matter where you host it. There is no feature or functionality disadvantages that you might have. For example, Microsoft Dynamics is in the cloud, a total different product than is on-site, and it has also different pricing. And this is also where CFOs also don't know how to calculate and predictable pricing for the next 3 or 4 or 5 years. And Salesforce, for example, is only available in the cloud.
Okay. Well, I think it's really important to have a choice.
Exactly. So even if you start in the cloud, and some government regulations come up that doesn't allow you anymore to do the stuff you can do with your data, and you are forced to host it on site, you can do this easily and free of charge with Sugar CRM.
Well, I think it's great. Yeah,
exactly.
So, what about the possibilities of making changes in the software?
In the software itself, for regular processes or screens, you have the studio. The studio allows admins to add fields, to build up custom modules for their needs and for the employee needs. And also, if this should not be enough, you have still power and you're the lord of your source code. If you think you need to go a little bit deep into the matrix, you are the king of your source code and you can change nearby everything you need.
Yeah, so you can practically do everything with
everything.
Sugar.
I didn't see even one limit so far in my 4 years now.
Yeah, well, it's great.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe that's why, Sugar is used by so many different companies.
Exactly. We're not specifically run one, branch. If you see our customer base, our tremendous customer base, if you see from the automobile industry over to insurances, financial institutes, governmental institutes, it's just it has no borders actually. It's non-limit.
It's great.
Yeah.
How long is the standard implementation process?
Well, this is a pretty hard question because it always, depends on the customer's requirements, what kind of ecosystem he uses, for example, for his email marketing or, for his ERPs or something.
Yeah.
But in general, to keep an employee being accessible and being able to run sales, marketing, and support, I would say starting from 1 week up
Okay.
to higher. But in general, for a standard CRM, you need 1 to 2 weeks maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And it still depends on.
Depends on the requirements,
Yeah.
and as I said, the whole technical environment,
Yeah,
and
right.
also the hosting options, because if you go on site, you need to also care about the firewalls and adjustments to it, which you don't have in the cloud,
Okay.
actually. Yeah.
What can you tell me about pricing and maybe
Yeah.
some hidden costs?
Yeah. Well, as I said in the beginning of our
Yeah.
interview, I said this is one of the big differentiators.
Mhm.
That's how we different ourselves from the competition, is the one pricing in all.
Mhm.
So it doesn't matter if you go with the enterprise edition in the cloud or enterprise, it's the same pricing. It doesn't matter of cloud or on-site, you have the same functionalities. So you know, you can host it nearby everywhere.
Yeah.
Microsoft Dynamics is, as I said, a different product on-site than it's in the cloud. So if you want to switch Dynamics from the cloud to on-site, this is gonna be you can say a new rollout.
Okay.
You know, and with Salesforce, for example, you don't have the liberty and the freedom of your data, and also not of the source code.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
one of the big disadvantages that
Yeah.
a lot of customers and also prospects, they are facing in a world where everything changes fast. It's hard to adapt with such kind of solution to market changes.
Yeah. And with pricing,
Yeah.
with Sugar,
Yeah.
You are paying the price and you have every
Exactly,
possibility.
exactly. You just paying what you get.
Yeah.
You're paying what you get, so we don't charge you for growth, right?
Yeah.
So we have the feeling that that the two bigger other vendors are, you know, punishing their customers for
Yeah.
growing, you know, and we
Right.
have the feeling that they want to have a piece of cake of this grow, which is with us not the case. We let you grow in the direction you want it. And the only thing we want to do is enable your additional employees to have access to all the necessary customer data.
Well, yeah. Well, to sum up,
Yeah.
could you tell me why customers choose Sugar over Salesforce and over Dynamics?
Yeah. For example, in the case of Salesforce, people using Sugar because they get a lot more for their money than they get for Salesforce.
Yeah.
And I think that Salesforce even forces its customers, if they reach amount of users,
Yeah.
to change in the higher version, which is more expensive, even if the requirement stays the same. And this is a little bit a no-go for us.
Yeah.
This is why we came on the market and said this have to change. You cannot punish customers, prospects for growing. And
yeah.
you know, put it on them extra charges just because they are
You should-
adding employees to their organization.
Yeah, you should enable them to grow,
Exactly,
right?
exactly. They should give money back, maybe, if a customer grows. How about that?
Well, yeah, maybe.
maybe it's an idea. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well,
also, surely,
yeah.
you know, why would we choose? As I said, the world is changing pretty fast.
Yes.
You know, a lot of things happened. You never know which genius is doing now some crazy stuff in his garage, or in his apartment, or which company is gonna provide some innovative software or tools for the next generation. And this will change you as a company also in your business processes. And, you know, you have been able to add or adjust these processes by yourself, you know, in our solution. And this is, and more customers recognize that you have to adjust much more faster to changes in the market, and that's why we are the first class solution for them.
Yeah. Well, keeping that in mind, I would like to thank you very much for being with us here.
Thank you for having me.
And I would like to recommend all of you who thinks of CRM solutions to look up our website, eVolpe.com. Thank you very much for being with us today.